So now we are going to talk about the allosteric regulation. So allosteric regulation can be allosteric inhibition or allosteric activation. So what happens is that in the allosteric inhibition, so this is our allosteric inhibition. We have our enzyme here, and this inhibitor I binds at the allosteric site. Means allosteric site means allo means other, so it is other than active site. So this is our active site and this is other than active site. So here it binds. So what happens after it binds? It alters the conformation of the protein. So this enzyme, this E, won't bind with the substrate that properly. So that is allosteric inhibition. So this is a type of regulation in our body in which this binding of this inhibitor I with the enzyme, it will decrease the binding with the substrate. So basically this is affecting enzyme affinity with the substrate. So enzyme affinity with the substrate is a decrease if it is allosteric inhibition. Okay, so that was about allosteric inhibition. Next we have is a allosteric activation. So this is our enzyme. So this one is our enzyme and this is our activator. It is binding with other than allosteric. So this one is the active site. This is active site and it won't bind with that active site, right? So we say it is here active site. Okay, it won't bind with that active site. The activator will go and bind other than with the active site. And now it is causing the conformation change in enzyme such that it is becoming complementary with the substrate binding site. So this is substrate site, and now because of this activator, this active site can accept the substrate. It can bind substrate with the properly. So this affinity of enzyme, this enzyme with the substrate has increased. So that is the allosteric activation. Okay, so that is the allosteric activation. So what happens in allosteric activation is that activator is going and binding with the allosteric site. Allosteric site is a site other than enzyme active site, and it is making a conformational changes in the enzyme such that it will bind properly with the substrate. It will increase its affinity with the substrate. So that is allosteric activation. And here this allosteric activation can be used. It can be used in the feedback activation sometimes. Okay, it is a substrate itself. It is being used. We call as a homotropic activation, or if it is a regulatory molecule is other than the substrate, then that is a heterotropic regulation. Okay, homotropic and heterotropic. So A is getting converted into B, B is getting C, converted into C, C is into D, D is getting converted into E. So likewise, biochemical reaction we have in our body, in the living organism, and now if D molecule, if it is activating the A to B reaction, it is a positive feedback mechanism, and if it is E is inhibiting C to D formation, that is a negative feedback mechanism. So if you want to have this feedback mechanism, you may employ this allosteric regulation in this reaction. So what happens in the allosteric regulation is that many subunit they may change at a times. So that is a concerted model, or it may change one after another, that is a sequential model. So these things can happen, and the enzyme can turn from tense state into the relaxed state. So this happens in the allosteric regulation. So allosteric regulation is basically a regulation which will help in the enzyme activity. How enzyme activity can be increased or decreased with the allosteric enzyme, how that allosteric enzyme will be helpful in the feedback regulation, what is homotropic regulation, heterotropic regulation. So if it is substrate itself acting as a regulator, that is homotropic. If it is a regulatory molecule is other than substrate, that is heterotropic regulation. So these are the things we should know as a allosteric regulation, and sometimes the allosteric side are the targets of the drug action, right? So that's it about allosteric regulation, right?